Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Disco Elysium. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that I chose to join me today, right next to Gart, or Gart. Gart? I have a lot of trouble pronouncing the mid-European R. It's very difficult, because it's from the back of the throat. If it's French, and if it's German, it's also, but it's harder. And you need to pay for the damages. I do need to pay for the damages. Hopefully I will figure it out. Because I know of a way to pay for the damages, and I kind of don't want to do it. But, yeah, this is the benefit and disadvantage of knowing what is coming up. So, right now, we have the lonesome long way home. Let's rewind. Let's trace your drunken steps back home. Jump across the raised channel bridge southwest of here. Fall over, get up, get off the asphalt. In 20 minutes, shuffle your feet through courtyards, scaring little children, go under the great raised motor tract, the 881, until you reach Le Domaine, no, that is Domaine Eminent in the North Jamrock. The streets are frozen this time of year, caked with ice. Walk down Main to Perdition. There's a side alley there, and your footprints in the mud. So this is our first thought cabinet, or rather, our first thought. And the solution, we don't know yet, but we're going to internalize this. And the sooner we do it... Oh, yeah, it goes over there. The sooner we do it, the better, because it takes in-game time to complete it. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it is going to take. Kim, we're in a bind, aren't we?
Yes?
So, yeah, I need a briefing, I suppose. Tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
Literally anything about it. I can't remember a single thing.
Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember.
He opens his notes. Brief, yes, that sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate.
So 3 days, 4 days... We have a week since the murder, and we have 3 days since we were called. It has been 3 days since I was here.
During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
And why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
So... Let me just make this perfectly clear. Our job here is to find the killer.
That's right.
Would you say... I suppose, can we go over the preliminary info again?
You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again?
No, I'll wing it.
There's no reason to wing anything. If you didn't get the brief, that's okay. I did.
Does the briefing say who the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Also, what is the RCM?
That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
Ah, of course. Yes, I understand everything now.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer.
Would you say this is a mysterious case? The lieutenant considers your question a moment before answering.
No. It's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Okay, so the case probably isn't mysterious, but it could be sexy.
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was a...
Cut this boring stuff off immediately. You know what this case is about.
No. Are you sure there's not some sex angle we should be considering?
Good point. Martinez is famed for its occult sex murder rites. We'll get on it immediately.
The weary tone is the surest indicator that the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
You're being sarcastic, aren't you?
Extremely.
He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit. Then hit him with it.
I will indeed do that. If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a
He considers the phrasing.
pissing competition.
What do you mean?
You don't know?
His eyes narrow.
I assumed you were in on it.
You know what I'm in on. Retrograde amnesia is what I'm in on.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop-off?
It's just stupidity.
The lieutenant shakes his head. What kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Ah, so this is a struggle over who runs Martinez.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But
He leans in.
I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
Oh, interesting reference there. 102 cases solved, huh? I wonder who he's referring to. Their finest and toughest. Huh.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
Wait. So you volunteered to spoil it?
Yes, I am an unrepentant spoil sport.
The lieutenant appears pleased with this. He's a little bit of that, yes. What's special about Martinez?
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
A tremble comes over you. Another after effect of ethanol poisoning, perhaps. Feels like leaves do when they rustle in the breeze, somewhere far away, below the turbine. The 41st and the 57th. The lieutenant was right. It's not about who gets what's north. It's about who doesn't.
I wonder what this says about me. That I was sent by my station? He raises an eyebrow, thinking it best to let you make the next move. There can only be one conclusion. I am the finest. A case-solving machine sent to outperform you in every way imaginable.
A good joke.
A joke, of course. Rest assured, I have no intention to compete with you.
It's good we set this thing aside. Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? If not, we should move.
Yeah, okay. That's enough of the competition then. Tell me something else.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Oh, yes. I can convince Kim that there's a sexy dark mystery twist in the case. And me knowing whether or not there is a sexy dark twist in the case also allows me to have an interesting perspective on that. My inland empire, unfortunately, doesn't have much of a perspective, and I don't have level ups that I can do. Well, I should do it early, because it's a white check, so I can just try it later. And this just happens. Oh, it happens because we got the pissing competition out of the way. I love it. I love it. Kim, let's talk about that sexy dark mystery twist.
Only banal things strike you. At the core, you're a very banal person with a very small soul.
I'm actually ready to die. Let's see what happens. I can't do anything else. I died of trying to convince Kim that there's a sexy twist in the case. By mental damage, you see. Wow. Is that it? Is that the death?
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever noble intentions you once had as a police officer, it's eating them all up now. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
I've wasted my life protecting humans. They don't deserve it.
I don't dispute that you have been charged with protecting the people of a particularly challenging district, but poverty does not make one a loser. Poverty is just poverty.
Nothing you can say would make you feel any better now. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by, shouting, "I never loved that woman." When asked to comment, former colleagues objected to the theory that his psychological disintegration was precipitated by his wife leaving him. "It's because the Furrows lost that match," said Captain Ptolemy Price, once the man's superior officer. "It's because he couldn't get a big gun from acquisitions, and anyway, police work really burns you out after a while," Satellite Officer Jean-Vic Mayer, the deranged former cop's partner, commented. Sergeant Matt Torson, another former colleague, did not propose any theories, merely saying, "Whatever happened to him wasn't about birds. He got fucked, that's all."
Well, that's very matter-of-factly, isn't it? Well, let's go back to the beginning of the episode and let's get back to that particular dialogue. So because that gives me... Oh, a +1 because it was murder. That's interesting. Because that gives me such a bad headache after I solve that. In fact, I can't save the game midway through a dialogue, which is a bit of a shame. I'll leave you be, Kim. Because I need to quick save right there.
Yes?
And now I can talk to you about why... I'm not going to try that again. I could until I succeed, but I will try it again when I have a +1. Because dying is just not in the cards right now. Because I don't have that number over there. Why did the 41st send me?
Because you're the best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right.
No, that makes sense. I'm exceedingly qualified.
If you're so well qualified, why can't you remember why you were sent? Anyway, don't keep the lieutenant waiting.
No, I'm not gonna. Until I have a little bit better logic. Or invest some points in it, basically. Kim, just in case this wasn't clear, I think you should know that I can't remember anything.
No response. He just arches his brow.
I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking involved.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
What's wrong with personal affairs?
Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this.
I know this because my encyclopedia actually passed that. So what should I concentrate on?
Try work, the case at hand. It can work miracles.
But I'm completely lacking in basic information about even this organization we're in. Can you help me?
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
Well, thank you very much. I guess it's going to be like 2 a.m. when we talk about that, but yes, because that you can play... I don't actually know until what hours the game stops the day. I think it might be 3 a.m. I know it's past 2 a.m. Anyway, Kim, I'm afraid this is a medical situation.
Really?
The lieutenant gives you a look. Thorough, as if performing triage.
You look fine to me.
No, I'm talking serious, unbelievable damage here. I saw myself in the mirror and I had no idea who I was.
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
It's not psychological. Some sort of major brain damage has occurred on an unprecedented scale.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
Well, kind of wanted to talk about you.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Oh, come on, Lieutenant. Open up a little.
Ah, if you insist. What do you want to know?
You don't look like other people around here. and I think this is a commentary on his race. I don't think he likes that comment. We're gonna go with it, but I have a vague recollection of him reacting poorly to this. The game has all made up races, although it does use the word white, which is a real race. But it's weird because there are some situations where the game makes it about the color of the skin, which is, not what race is about, not exclusively. And other times it makes it about specifically it's white. And I think he looks to me like a Eastern Asian person, I would say. Maybe, just from my own stereotypes. It could be from, I don't know, it could be based on any kind of ethnicity or race in real world. But I think we're just supposed to guess that he is not of the same race as everybody else. The game doesn't make it very clear. I'm just making this preamble because race is an actually relevant theme to a lot of the more of the subtext of the game rather than necessarily the main storyline or anything. Although if we get ourselves involved in some Nazi shit, then it is going to be part of the main storyline. Because yes, you can be a fascist in this game, and it's very explicit, it's very specific. I'm not going to do that, but we might have to, I don't know, flirt with some Nazis and fascists in this game, because I'm going for the... Oh, wait, it's over here. Is it over here? I'm going for the other one that I keep talking about, the ultra-liberal or whatever. Oh, there it is. No, it's not. Dang it. I know there's a thing where the game tells me what my decisions have made. It might be in here. But either way, we don't need to worry about that. I'm just going to talk about his race right now. You don't look like other people around here.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side.
He shakes his head.
It's not an interesting topic.
What is Seoul? That sounds like Seoul? 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 Seoul. Is that how it's pronounced in English? From Korea? But it isn't. Although it seems kind of on purpose that it's similar. But what is Seoul?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more about Seoul.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul.
He seems almost proud of these things.
I'm a regular Revacholière.
And as far as I know, me not knowing any Asian American person personally, this is actually a relatively common experience for Asian American people that grow up in the U.S. being themselves American, obviously, but their parents or maybe their grandparents being from Asia, and them not basically speaking any Korean or whatever language their parents or grandparents might speak. That's the problem with talking about nationalities, or even not just nationalities. When I said he looks Asian to me, obviously you're not Asian. Well, I guess you are racially Asian if you're racially Asian, but you're not like your nationality isn't Asian if you weren't born in an Asian country, and it has nothing to do with your race. So and me, of course, not being necessarily the best person to talk about any of these subjects. So I might be just talking shit. But yeah, that's my Let's Plays, really. It's all about me talking shit. So feel free to chip in the comments about anything, because there probably is a lot of canon info about who Kim is and his nationality and his... He's a Revacholian, though. That's his nationality. But actually, Revacholière. That's his nationality, not Revacholian. But his race and all that. I just haven't looked at the wiki pages. I know they exist. Tell me a secret about yourself. Oh, I know a secret about Kim. I only know the one secret about Kim. The one that I unveiled in my first playthrough. You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
That makes him a binoclard. Completely uncopped material, if you say so yourself.
That is a physical instrument success. I'm not going to call him a Beano. Glasses are cool. In other people.
Are they? They're mostly just cumbersome.
Yeah, well, when I'm the one using them. But since I don't, I basically can't see anything. Even though I am trying to go for perception, so we'll see. do you ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking, do you have ever conversations with, like, your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So how do you know, and I'm gonna tap the side of my head.
What? Think? I do most of my work inside my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
No, yeah, I might be electrochemistry. I might be. Tell me a secret about yourself. The lieutenant narrows a single eyebrow.
No.
Oh, okay.
The lieutenant nods.
That's all for now.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Yeah. I'll see you in a little bit. We have something to do. We have to go outside, not running, being very careful. Wait a minute. When does this open? Oh, this opens. Oh, that's cool. I can't believe I'm here this early. The game is having trouble detecting that I'm here. An aroma of spices, alcohol, and tomato hangs in the air. Oh, yeah, the game, I think, opened the door, but didn't realize that it did. So the door is open, but the fog of war is not gone. I need to go out and come back in. Did it get rid of the fog of war? It did! I told you. I'm very good at debugging. That's not debugging, but still, getting rid of bugs. The dishes are drying. They smell of chemicals and pine trees. Oh, what is that up there? It's money. Oh, I can buy tobacco. I can buy it. I'm also gonna save the game because I'm opening.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
I wonder where this door leads.
You do?
The lieutenant regards you with patient skepticism.
It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
The winch. Outside. In the backyard. Remember? No? Your fingers do.
Do they? I don't... There was a winch outside on the roof, like that of a small elevator.
Well, if there was a winch, I suppose we could look into it. As a side investigation.
Yes, a mini side investigation. He looks at you, then at the door.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
I'm gonna try to touch the door.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. Old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe.
I'm gonna try to push the door.
The door does not budge.
Okay. I wonder if that's a dumb waiter. Because if it's a small elevator, then I suppose it could be. Excuse me.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Kubek. It must be his name. Garancy. Garancy Kubek. Sounds representative.
Ah, Goranci, I have some questions to ask.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
Do you know what's behind that door? I'm gonna point to the blue door.
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
That is true. You've got some impressive pots there.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn.
I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. Interesting. Can't ask about his pots. I could go for dinner. Gacht. I need dinner.
Can I help you?
He arches an eyebrow. Yeah, I've seen something here at the Whirling Gart. I think I need to talk about it. He rolls his eyes.
What thing?
Well, many things. First off, there's a mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
He shrugs. Do you know what's behind it? Do you have a...
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He runs his finger across the counter to check for dirt.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
It really is not convincing because he just said, it's not like I haven't spent 10 years wondering. I think you'd like to know what's back there.
Fine, okay, a little.
He shrugs.
But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that.
I also leveled up just then, which means I could bring my... What is it? What was the thing that I needed for... It might be one of these things. It's probably a psyche thing. Inland Empire, I believe, for Kim, convincing him about the sexy things. That sounded weird. Anyway, I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union.
Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction.
He tosses his head in disdain.
They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
He gives you a meaningful nod. How do we find them?
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later.
He looks towards the booth.
Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
Okay. There's something else I wanted to ask about.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Thank you, reaction speed. That is indeed how the thing works. Goodbye, Gart. How the basically dialogue system works. End of day debrief. It's a mission that has a time. Okay, well, I do need to go outside. And this is going to open... It said something... Well, I guess I don't remember what it said. Oh, maybe she knows. Excuse me.
Hello again, sweetie.
Her gray eyes shine above the rims of her glasses. I gotta go. She doesn't know. Yeah, it just opens later this afternoon or something. Or at least it's supposed to. I'm not sure if it's going to open today. Gacht did say that if they don't show up today, they are going to show up tomorrow. So, anyway, we have a key, and we are going to open. Oh, it's so far away. I can't sprint. I don't want to run. I don't want to run. I've run a little bit already. We're going to open that thing, but we're going to do it next episode because we're out of time for the day. So, for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Disco Elysium. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead, leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.